Azam, Part 405. I've been reading Appendix 4, Congress Proposals to the Cabinet Mission. Number 3, Proposal number 3. All remaining powers to vest in provinces. Groups of provinces may be formed if any provinces want them. No major point affecting the communal issue to be decided except by the majority consent of the representative of the community affected. Provisions to be made for the revision of the Constitution. And number 7, unsettled disputes to be referred to the arbitration. Appendix 5, the Cabinet Mission Plan 1946. The mission studies Congress and the League proposals and came out with its own recommendation on May 16, 1946. The mission, after advancing various arguments, concluded we are unable to advise the British government that the power which at present resides in British hands should be handed over to two entirely separate sovereign states. The Cabinet Mission therefore recommended that the Constitution should take the following basic form. There should be Union of India, embracing both British India and the states which should deal with the following subjects. Number 1. A. 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 Foreign affairs. B. Defense. C. Communications. The Union should have the powers necessary to raise the finances required for the above subjects. 2. The Union should have an executive and legislature constituted from the British Indian state representatives. Any question raising a major communal issue in the legislature should require for its decision a majority of the representatives represent and voting of each of the two major communities, as well as a majority of all the members present and voting. Number 3, all subjects other than the Union subjects and all residuary powers should vest in the provinces. That states shall retain all subjects and powers other than those ceded to the Union. Number 5, provinces should be free to form groups with executives and legislatures, and each group could determine the provincial subjects to be taken in the common. Number 6, the Constitution of the Union and of the groups should contain a provision whereby any province could, by a majority vote of its legislative assembly, call for a reconsideration of the terms of the Constitution after an initial period of 10 years and 10 yearly intervals thereafter. The mission divided the Indian provinces into 3 sections, into which the Constituent Assembly would be split up and sections would proceed to settle the provincial constitution for the provinces, and would also decide whether any group constitution would be set up for those provinces, and if so, which, and if so, with what provincial subjects the group should deal. Provinces would have the power to opt out of the groups on the vote of the first legislature elected under the new constitution. The provinces were classified into 3 sections as follows. Against each province was given the representation allowed to it in the Constitution Assembly. Section A, Madras, Bombay, United Provinces, Bihar, Central Province, and Orissa. The total representation was 187, Muslim representation was 20, general were 167, and nothing for Sikh. Section B, NWFP, Punjab and Sindh. Total representation 35, Muslim representation 22, general 9 seats and 4 seats for Sikh. Section C, Bengal and Assam. Total representation 70, Muslim representation 36, general representation 34, nothing for Sikh. So all in all, in India, there were 6 representatives for Sikh, and there were as many as 80 representatives for Muslims, and That's where it stands.